All right, tomorrow is by-election day in Ontario. There are 5 ridings having by-elections, and of course we have one right here in Ottawa, the riding of Ottawa South. And this week we've been showing you, introducing you to the people running the candidates in that riding. And we have today John Fraser, the Liberal candidate. Thanks so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
How's campaigning going?
Campaigning's great. We got a couple days left.
Yeah.
Polls close tomorrow at 9 o'clock, so we're out working hard, making sure that people know Election Day is tomorrow. Polls open from 9 to 9.
You are not new to this. You worked with Premier Dalton McGuinty for 14 years or plus, and you know the machine. You know how campaigning goes. Is that an advantage for you?
It is an advantage. You know, actually, I've been working in elections and volunteering in elections for about 25 years in Ottawa South, so I have a really good sense of how things are at the door. And I know that it's a very close election, and I know that what will make the difference is making sure that we get our vote out. So we've been very focused on making sure people knew about the advance polls, know that actually today you can vote at 1800 Bank Street up till 6 o'clock, which is the returning office, if you can't make it to the polls tomorrow. And then tomorrow we'll be working hard, driving people to the polls and pulling our vote out, reminding people where they vote, because there's probably 100 different polling areas for 200 polls.
You're going to door and you say how that's so important. So you are meeting the people in Ottawa South who probably have a lot to say to you as the Liberal candidate. Are you taking heat for all the scandals that the Liberals have been dealing with in recent years?
Here's 2 things about that. Predominantly what people want to talk to you about at the doors are those things that their families count on. So if they have children, they're interested in, is there going to be a full-day kindergarten at the school down the street from me? If my son or daughter needs extra help in school, are they going to get it?
Right.
My son or daughter's going to wants to go to university. How are they going to be able to? Those are the things that are important to me. If my mom and dad are in their home and we're trying to keep them there, are they going to get some care to help them stay in the community they've lived in all their life? So that, you know, that's predominantly what people want to talk to you about. There are things that come up at the door, just as you said, you know, and you know, those are things that you have to say. Look, all governments make mistakes.
And how I've been
married for 35. I've been married for 35 years, so I'm well aware of that. Nobody's perfect. So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I say to people: is I say, this is about Ottawa South. It's about who has the experience, the maturity, the deep commitment and understanding of the needs of families of Ottawa South, a deep understanding of the people who run the organizations in Ottawa South and Ottawa that help families. So who is best to be there for you when you need them? As
a Liberal candidate, though, are you playing off, are you using the strengths of what, you know, the past, from past Liberal, you know,
But by any objective measure, Ottawa South benefited from having a premier from Ottawa South and Ottawa. So if you take a look at our hospitals, you know, there's been a crane at every hospital. You have a new regional cancer center at the General Hospital, a new critical care wing at CHEO, you have the Gary Cardiff wing, you have Rogers House. You know, but take a look at our schools, you know, we have smaller class sizes, we have full-day kindergarten, we have better student achievement. Take a look at our colleges and universities.
Right.
There's been there's been expansion at all those. So by any objective measure, we are farther ahead, way farther ahead than we were when we started in 2003.
That being said, though, there seems to be, critics have a lot to say about Queen's Park these days. It's a Liberal minority government right now. There's a lot of anger towards the cancelled gas plants and Orange and all kinds of scandals. What needs to change? What do you need to do if you, as a new Liberal coming in to Queen's Park, if you get this seat, what do you want to see change at Queen's Park to move this government forward?
Well, here's what I do know, is that when people elect someone to represent them, they expect them to get things done. They know we're going to debate. They know we're going to argue. But I go back to what they're asking at the doors. Are you going to be there? Are those things going to be there that my family needs when they need them? So they expect us to have that debate. But what they're saying is, please take care of my family. Make sure you get these things done. And I think I have a record of being nonpartisan. I've worked with people across the political spectrum. Lisa MacLeod, Larry O'Brien on drug counseling in schools. He was the first person that I approached about a partnership, which is called the STEP program. And so I don't see blue and orange.
Right.
You know, I know that we're going to compete, but at the end of the day, we need to work together, just like we need to work with businesses and community organizations to actually move the community forward.
You think, I mean, you've been in the riding, born and raised in the riding, and your wife is there, you raise your children there. You have a good handle on Ottawa South.
Well, I do, and I have 2 of my children are starting their own families in Ottawa South.
Yeah.
So it's, I know it, as I said, I've never left town. And so I think I've lived in actually 10 different addresses, you know, through the 54 years with my parents and with my kids. We lived with my parents and then with our children for 22 years in Heron Gate, for instance.
Just quickly, what does the last 24 hours look like for you? Door to door?
Just door to door, door to door, door to door. It'll just, as soon as we can knock on doors without waking everybody up, or waking them up when they're going to sleep.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're looking 9:30 to 9 o'clock, and we'll go straight through till Thursday at 9, and keep working hard.
Okay, very good. John Fraser, Liberal candidate for Ottawa South. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
By-election tomorrow in Ontario, and as we mentioned there, Ottawa South, the riding where you can vote if you are in that riding.